Alright, this is MATHit School again, and in today's video, I'm going to tell you whether you can put this type of expression as your final answer or not. Now, if you know the answer already, please go ahead and put your answer in the comment section below. If you do not know the answer, that's alright, because I am going to explain whether it's a yes or whether it's a no in just a second. So stay tuned, and the answer to this question is no way, you cannot. And I'm going to tell you why. And the why is because this expression is not in its simplest form, and you should write the simplest form in your final answer. So let's move on to the next slide, and I'm going to show you why this is not the simplest answer and what the simplest form of this expression should be. Now, when you have numbers and variables underneath the radical sign, you should try your best to let numbers or variables escape the radical sign as much as possible. And the rule of escape is as follows. If you have a number or variable with even numbered exponent, then they can escape and their exponent gets halved. So for example, if you have an expression like x to the power of 10, this x to the power of 10 can escape as x to the power of 10 over 2, which is equal to x to the power of 5. So that's equal to x to the power of 5. And while this is not the simplest form, this one is, so that is your final answer. Now, for even numbered exponents, this works fine. But if you have an odd number, like x to the power of 9, what should you do? Well, what I advise you to do to not get confused and get the wrong answer, I advise you to divide this expression into two variable numbers, x to the power of 8 times x. Now, x to the power of 8 times x is equal to x to the 9, but if you write it this way, it's much easier to simplify because this number gets to escape as x to the power of 8 over 2, or 8 divided by 2, which is 4. And this x, because it's all alone, and because its exponent is 1, which is an odd number, it stays underneath the square root sign. So while this expression gets to escape, this expression stays, giving us x to the power of 4th square root of x. So that's going to be your final answer, not this. All right, with this rule, let's go ahead and simplify this expression right here. Now, square root of x to the power of 12, because 12 is an even number. It's great. It gets to escape as x to the power of 6, because 6 is 12 divided by 2. All right, and this expression, y, because its exponent is 1, it cannot escape. It should stay underneath the radical, so I'm just going to go ahead and write y. And lastly, z to the power of 3, because its exponent is 3, it cannot escape completely, but if I write it this way, z to the power of 2 times z, and I'm going to extend the radical sign like that, then the first number can escape as z to the power of 1, because 1 is equal to 2 over 2, and this z to the power of 1 gets to stay underneath the radical sign. So let's go ahead and collect the expressions that escapes and expressions that stays underneath the square root sign. What I end up is x to the power of 6 times z to the power of 1. Those are the expressions that safely escaped the square root sign, and I'm going to draw the radical sign and write out all the expressions or variables that have to stay in the radical sign. So those are y and z. Okay, so my final answer will be x to the power of 6, z square root of yz. That will be our most simplified form and our final answer. All right, let's do one more question. I have one more question to review, and that is, what if I have 5 square root of 4 a cubed b11 c4? Now, first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to rewrite, but instead of 4, I'm going to rewrite this as 2 squared. Okay? 5 square root of 2 squared a cubed b11 c4. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the odd numbered exponents and rewrite them like following. So 5 square root of 2 squared, I am going to write a cubed as a squared times a, and b11 as b10 times b. And for c to the power of 4, I'm gonna write it as it appears because the exponent is even number. Now, variables with even numbered exponents get to escape the square root sign, and odd numbered exponents have to stay underneath the square root sign. So let's do some circling here. 2 squared gets to escape as 2. A squared gets to escape as a. This one stays. B to the 10th gets to escape as b to the power of 5. B to the power of 1 or b stays. And c to the power of 4 gets to escape as c squared. Okay, so let's go ahead and rewrite the expression. Don't miss 5 here. Times 2 times a times b to the 5 times c squared. I'm running out of space. Okay. And then I'm going to draw a square root and write all the expressions that gets to stay in the square root sign, and that's a and b. And that is equal to 10ab5c squared square root of ab. And that'll be our final answer, or the most simplified form of our question. So that's our final answer. Alright, I hope this video helped, and if you feel like you need to practice with more practice problems and access more of my video lessons, you can do so by visiting my website at www.mathit.school, where you can access my video lessons as well as practice problems and video solutions to each and every problem that I post on my website in subject areas like these by clicking the button that says Enroll Now. This is it for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye!